Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. So today I am going to do basically a video on just postpartum and basically like getting my life together. And I'm sleeping on the couch if you couldn't figure out, like I've got, stuff over here. I've been sleeping on the couch because it's just harder. It's just easier for me to sleep on the couch. I learned with my daughter the last time I was postpartum. It just was so much better for me moving out of the bedroom and into the and onto the couch, because I can like get up whenever I want, like whenever I need to, turn on all the lights if I need to, watch TV while I pump, things like that, and while I feed him and change diapers, instead of like being in a dark room, half asleep and exhausted. It just hurt my mental health last time staying in the room, because first of all, I didn't want to come out of the room I don't think I came out of that room for like 3 weeks. Whereas this time around, I've been more active around the house and cleaning, and I think I cooked one time. And it just like in a better mood. And I think it's because I'm able to just kind of like control the environment better rather than being in the bedroom and not wanting to wake up my husband. And my daughter also sleeps up there. It's just easier. I'm down here on the couch, and I like that a lot better. So anyways, with my business, I really want to hit hard on marketing in June and July, and August. I would like to start seeing people, so I should hit hard in marketing now. And so that's what I'm planning to do, but I have to figure out like a strategy. So the first thing I want to do is I want to list specific businesses that I can market to, introduce myself to. I want to try some relational marketing with them, which basically just means going to the facility or business, introducing myself, telling them a little bit about my practice, leaving brochures, taking some of their brochures, and keeping that line of communication open. And then also like marketing to people that I know, like relational marketing that way. So I'm gonna write a list of businesses and people. The other thing is my house is a mess and I really want to get it organized. I had like a whole system for how I was doing cleaning, my cleaning schedule, my cooking schedule, and how I was picking. I had a whole thing before I got pregnant. When I got pregnant, first trimester hit, I was exhausted and didn't care about any of that stuff. Second trimester hit and it was better, but I was still, working. I started working full time at that point. Actually, I think it was like during my first trimester where I started working full time, first to second. And then, because before I was part time. And so I really had less time to deal with house stuff. And so then at the third trimester, I was in too much pain, just from moving, and I was not thinking about any household stuff. So honestly, it's been almost like 9 months of me to have fallen off the wagon of keeping my house together, and now it's like a mess. And so I want to get back to that. And so what I'm going to do, because my mind is overwhelmed and flooding with different things, like as I look around my house of things that I need to do. And so I'm going to make a list of the things that I need to do, / want to do. And I'm going to come up with a plan on what days I'm going to do what things. I'm not going to try and attack everything all in one day or all in 1 month or anything like that. It's going to be a long process, but it'll help me to just like see how much do I actually have to do and when can I do those things. The last thing I want to do is create a schedule, not a schedule, so to speak, but a thing for my daughter, because she's 2 and I don't want to put her in preschool yet. I want to wait until she's 3 and do 3K. I mean, I guess all 2-year-olds are like this, have a lot of energy, running around, screaming, playing, and then the emotions are just like all over the place. And I can't, because with like the lack of sleep and the having to pump every few hours and feed him every few hours and change his diaper, it's just like a lot, and so my husband will be going back to work part-time next month, and then he'll be going back to work full-time the following month. And so it gives me some time to like ease into me being the primary caregiver again. But I want to create like a bunch of things for my daughter to do. Like I don't want to make it home seem like school, but I also don't want everything to just be laissez-faire, do whatever you want all day long and drive me nuts. I want her to have specific activities that she can do all day long, so that she's occupied and entertained and busy and learning and not driving me crazy. So I'm gonna try to do that. If that doesn't, I swear this is my like last ditch effort. If that doesn't work, she might just go to preschool sooner than I had planned, because I just feel, and maybe it's because I'm also sleep deprived, and when he starts sleeping through the night, being able to sleep through the night, maybe I'll feel better and it'll be fine. But right now I'm like, I can't. She's just driving me crazy. So those are the 4 things I want to tackle today. When I'm done, I will show you my list and we'll just, have a little convo about it. All right, so hello everybody. I'm gonna show you this is a different day now, but that video that I, what you just saw was a week ago, and it's just been that long since I've been able to actually do this. So I actually wrote like a list, it's about, I don't know how many pages, but it's several pages, a few pages of different businesses and people that I know that I'm going to try and direct market to this month in June. So what I ended up doing was I took that list because I have really sloppy handwriting, and I figured it'd be easier for me to like compartmentalize and like kind of like break it down if I have it on a calendar. I created a calendar on Canva, and so I ordered the brochures today, and I should be ready within 1 to 3 business days, and I'm gonna go pick them up because that was the fastest option, and it's also free to pick up. I'm just starting out, so I'm trying to do anything free that I can. And so they got a good deal on Canva. In my opinion, it's a good deal. It's like 50 brochures for $49. I have here that I'm gonna receive the brochures that day and then go to hospitals. So I have 3 mental health hospitals on my list, so I'm gonna try and go there that day to drop off some brochures and introduce myself. I'm going to make initial contact through the phone or through email first though, so that they know that I'm coming and who I am. And that's what I'm going to do with all of these places actually. To then the next day, bless you little buddy, I'm planning to then contact physical therapy offices. So here's what I did. I thought about who is my client going to, be going to. So I specialize in trauma and grief. So either, traumatic stress or occupational stress. I work with children and I also work with adults. So I figured who are my people, my kids, or my kids and my adults going to be in contact with. So I have over here the school counselors on my list at the local elementary schools that I wrote on my list in August. I figured I'd do August because I just realized like it's summertime. People's schedules might be different. They might be off for the summer. They might be on in July to set up their offices. Who knows? So I figured August is a safe bet that I'll be able to reach the counselors at that point, introduce myself and give them my brochures. And especially I wrote here that I want to make the initial contact and then schedule a time to meet instead of just showing up. I also have physical therapist offices because when people get into car accidents or get attacked or whatever, they often need physical therapy. So if a therapist has a client who seems mentally like they need help, they could refer to me. Funeral homes as well, if they're going through a loss, I figured a funeral home is a great place. I have a few, like 4 or 5 funeral homes near me that I am going to introduce myself to. I have 1 counselor that I wrote down who specializes in trauma for adults. So I figured if she ever runs into a situation where the family was in a traumatic situation and the kids need counseling, they can refer to me as well. I can refer to them, if I'm full with my trauma caseload as well. Community resources. So I made a lot of professional community relationships in my last job because I worked at a nonprofit, and before that I worked at a different nonprofit. So I have a lot of community connections, and I plan to let them know, hey, this is where I'm at right now, this is what I'm doing, and if you have any referrals, let me know. And then I have contacting previous people that I've known or that I've worked with, and then my church body as well, contacting the churches near me, giving them brochures. I know my church takes brochures for mental health and other things as well, especially for people within our synod. Contacting County Children's Court, I figured I'd do that too because, again, I work with children who have experienced trauma, so if their families need counseling, I can drop off my brochures so that they can give them that. That's available. There's 2 psychiatrists that I want to contact. One of them was on LinkedIn and said that she is looking for or open to new clients. And another one, there's another one that's near me who's focuses on holistic health, and I thought that was really cool. And I just figured they'd be good to have, as contacts, because as a therapist, there's so many times where clients need medication, but it's so hard to get a hold of a practitioner who has, who's taking new clients. They usually have a wait list, and the people have to be without medication for a while, and it's just a whole headache. Also, I put here, this is just something I thought about today, so I don't actually have anybody in mind yet, but I'm gonna do some research. Looking for neuropsychologists. The reason I want to look for neuropsychologists is because working with children, especially children who've been through trauma, there have always been like a few clients that I've had that have needed a neuropsych consult, and it's been hard to find places that are taking people immediately. So there you have it. That is my direct marketing plan for June. I know that realistically not everybody on my list is going to want to talk to me or be interested in referring or anything like that, whatever, but I figure the longer the list, the better like chances I have of like coming up with people who actually would help me. And so that's why I made such a long list, because I know for a fact that some of the people that I know personally or community resources, that connections that I've made personally over the past few years probably would help me as far as referring to me. So that's helpful. I think the funeral homes could be a really good lead too. So, just if the worst that people could say is no, not interested, that's fine. I won't die because somebody said no. I have to come up with basically kind of like a script, not like script, but like bullet points of what I want to say when I meet these people and in my emails and phone calls, because I want to make sure that like I'm not missing anything, and also I want to make sure that I'm not like rambling or something. Like sometimes I feel like when I talk I miss important points, and I don't want to do that. So but I also want to make sure that what I'm saying is also mutually beneficial. Like I want to make sure that they know that I would also use them as a referral source or a resource. Some of these places, like these community connections that I've made over the years, I've used as sources for my clients in the past. So I feel like just because I've already made that, without needing, without necessarily getting anything in return for it, since I already did that for them for the past couple of years, they probably would be more receptive to helping me and giving me referrals. If you're wondering, yes, I did create like a recreation list for my daughter. It turns out that I think I was just sleep deprived. I'm still sleep deprived, but I'm more energized now because I'm getting more used to like losing sleep, and I'm also sleeping a little bit better because he is eating more at night, like eating more throughout the day. So he's sleeping like for longer shifts. Like yesterday he slept 4-hour stretches, and then last night he slept, I think like 3-hour stretches, maybe 2.5 sometimes. So he's sleeping a little bit longer, so I'm getting a little bit more sleep. But I noticed that like now my patience isn't that as short as it was just a week ago. So I might not be putting her in daycare. We'll see. My husband starts work next week. On Monday. So we'll see what happens, how I feel. But anyways, regardless, I think it's still important for her to do like summer programs and socialize with other kids and get out of the house. So I did make a recreation list for her. Of course, because it's June, everything is basically full except for a few things. So I'm gonna sign her up for this movement summer camp class thing. Basically, like it's parents and toddlers, and that you just like do a bunch of like movements basically, which is going to be fun for her. And then painting, which she'll just love that. So those are the two things I'm signing her up for. Other things, I'm putting her on a wait list for swimming, but I'm sure we're not going to get to swimming this summer, probably next summer type of thing. Just because it's probably, that's the first thing that everybody signs their kids up for every summer, swimming classes. So that's fine. She enjoys her little kiddie pool in the backyard anyway, so I feel like a real pool would like intimidate her anyways at this point. So yeah, and then my chore list. Okay, so I wrote the chore list, and then I looked at it and I was like, no, I can't do this, I'm too tired. And I honestly, my approach to the chore list has been to just tackle one chore a day. That's where I'm at right now. A couple of days ago, I caught up with the laundry in the house, which was great. We have dirty laundry because we've been wearing clothes since then, but we used to have hampers full of dirty laundry laundry. We used to have piles of clean laundry just laying around, and so now I put all the clean laundry away. I cleaned the dirty laundry. There's still a few hampers of clean laundry that I didn't get a chance to put away yet. There's like 3 hampers. And they're not full. One hamper is full, and that's my hamper, but the other 2 hampers are just like, actually, yeah, the other 2 hampers, one hamper is just like a quarter of the way full, so I could probably put that stuff in the other hamper, which is like mostly full. So just 2 full hampers of clothes that need to be put away. And then my husband did the dishes, thank goodness, because those were piled up to the top of the sink. And I don't remember what else was on my list, but there was so many things. I wanted to like go through her toys and donate some of them to Goodwill. I wanted to clean her room, which I did do a little bit, like put the toys away so you're not stepping on toys everywhere you go. I know I should probably just teach her to clean up after herself, and I try, but I don't have the energy, so I give up a little bit. Between potty training and breastfeeding and not getting sleep, I'm just like, you know what, whatever. I don't care about this right now. We'll learn about it later. But sometimes she cleans some things up. And then, you know, as I gain sleep, get back to normal, then things will go, you know, more smoothly, I think. If you haven't noticed, I'm the kind of person that likes to make lists and schedules, and so that's what keeps me going. So I'll probably get back to doing that in the next month or so. I hope that was, you know, helpful to you if you're starting your private practice, or if you're a student and you're thinking of being in private practice in the future. I hope that was a helpful video for you. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to continue watching my journey.